On blue side, the God Squad. Eddie the God, Erebus 12, Broadskin, and Andrew the God. I'll have to stop calling him Broadskin. It's just Broadskin is so much easier. And then on red side, Vae Victus with 1 victory to their name in this set. Sergeant Pepper et Omnia Vanitas, Mega Veteran status. That's what his name means, by the way. It's Italian for, Latin for Super Mega Veteran, just in case you guys were wondering. Frosty Cookie and Mile High Life. First ban out, Varus. Not surprising at all. Fiddlestick's going to be the first one out by Sergeant Pepper. I don't think that Sergeant Pepper has done too much research on the God Squad. I mean, he most likely has. Sergeant Pepper is the most serious captain that we have here in the Draft Labs Tournament Series. This guy is so incredibly dedicated to his team. He's consistently making roster swaps. He's always doing research. This guy really wants to win, and he knows how to do it. So in terms of commitment to his team and dedication, you will not find somebody any more in any of those factors than Sergeant Pepper. Who knew they'd ban Varus this time? Of course they did. Now, the Morgana was the second ban coming out from the God Squad. Sergeant Pepper, he's hovering over his next. I mean, who does he ban out? Does he try to take away one of the champions from the last game that didn't win? Or does he just got to go with some more standard bans just to make sure that they aren't able to get any of those power picks? I think Scion would be a good ban here. Tony Hitoni, yeah. All those Scion Q plus Varus Qs, I think Scion would be a great ban here from the God Squad as well. But there's so many champions that might end up being left open. The question is, do the God Squad, and this might be a tough position for them, do the God Squad know the true priority picks here? If they had their Draft Labs Howling Abyss, official Draft Labs Howling Abyss champion tier list open, they most likely would be able to figure out which champions should be banned and which ones should be picked and which ones are left open for them for that first pick from blue side. Sergeant Pepper, he's left in a tough situation here. He really is. There's one champion in specific that he probably should ban out here, but he might not. He might be able to kind of take the chance and assume that the God Squad don't know that this specific champion should have been banned. It's very tough to say. Jinx is going to be the last ban, so Sergeant Pepper, he's going to ban out the Jinx here, and that leaves open quite a few for Eddie the God, but I like the Jinx ban nonetheless. I think Jinx is the one best pick that we saw from the God Squad in the last game. Their single best pick. It tied everything together and had the most prowess throughout that entire match. I wouldn't be surprised to see Eddie the God take something really diverse here for his first pick, something like an Ezreal. Ezreal would be a fantastic first pick here for Eddie because Ezreal is such a diverse champion, allows you to build around what the enemy team is taking because he can build AP, he can build AD, he can really fit through whatever he needs to do. Whoa! This is going to be an awesome pick from Eddie the God. They might snag the Galio away from Sergeant Pepper. He got through the ban phase. It's something that I didn't see coming. He got through the ban phase, and they decided to pick him first just to make sure Sergeant Pepper couldn't. They got the Varus away, they got the Scion away, and they got the Galio. That's a big pick for them, but still not that one champion that I was talking about. And now, Sergeant Pepper and Omnia, both guys who know exactly which champion this is, might be able to snag it. VTL Venom, aka at Omnia Vanitas, you guys. VTL Venom, the green guy in Twitch chat. That is at Omnia Vanitas. He said, "My Scion." He gave little sad cat face. Oh. So with that first pick, Galio, you're gonna see Galio's solo chart come up on the screen here, and now Sergeant Pepper is having over the Janna. The Janna is that champion I was mentioning. He does end up locking her down. Janna is that permaban, you guys. Janna is the champion that should always be banned out or picked. It was actually this situation with the Galio available and the Janna available was advantageous for Sergeant Pepper. He played this pick ban phase out really well. And we also have the Kog'Maw dropping by at Omnia Vanitas. Another super power pick here. So it was advantageous for Sergeant Pepper because he had a choice here. He said, okay, well, if he steals my Galio away, which I know he's probably going to do, they banned it out last game, they know how much I prioritize it, then I'm going to get the Janna. If he takes the Janna, then I'm going to get the Galio. It was a great situation for Sergeant Pepper, and he played it out really well. But now Erebus hovering over the Blitzcrank. They do lock it in. They also take the Ezreal. Good picks here. That's Erebus on the Blitzcrank and Broadskin on the, or is it Broodskin? I think it's Broodskin on the Ezreal. The Blitzcrank pick is going to be huge here, you guys, because Janna, she can't necessarily stop a Blitzcrank. If there's anything that can really stop a Blitzcrank, it's not Janna, it's Morgana, and she was banned out. So this is played out really well for both teams so far. This is one of the more intense pick ban phases I've seen in a while. We have the Morgana having been banned out, and I think that Sergeant Pepper was assuming it was because the Morgana was just a power ban, but it wasn't. It was actually to open up the Blitzcrank here, so then they take the Galio, and Sergeant Pepper was then forced into the situation where he was like, okay, now I get to take the Janna, yay, I finally get to take the Janna, but then the God Squad came back and were like, aha, well, we got the Blitz with the Morgana ban as well, so beautiful, really well done. Frosted Cookie taking the Syndra. And Mile High Life going with his Corki, as the Ezreal ended up getting taken away from him. He can't play that champion, and this is just going back and forth. But as of right now, things have plateaued. It's up to the God Squad to make a true power pick here and bring their composition over the top, because Frosted Cookie and Mile High Life both bringing out new champions. There is no significant strength to either of these two champions in our meta. We know that Syndra has great disengage and has some great nuke potential as well, but I don't see it really coming into play as to being counter picks or anything like that. It's difficult. I mean, Mile High Life on his Corki, he's mobile and he's going to be able to escape the Blitzcrank, which is a big pick for him. But you already have Janna and Kog'Maw, who are both really immobile and are both going to be heavy targets here. Same goes for the Syndra. Both going to be really heavy targets here for the Blitzcrank. That's really, really good pickings here from both sides. But Vae Victus ended up picking two really obscure champions for the last two champions I wouldn't expect to see them take. All right, let's see. Andrew the God on the last pick here in the match is going to be Nidalee, and that's going to finalize our charts, you guys. So what you can see in the center of the screen is our style stats team composition strength calculator. This is a radar chart that's producing two shapes, one for each squad, blue for blue, red for red, and these shapes help us compare the strengths of each squad based on these 6 criteria. You can see now that red team, Vae Victus, have taken themselves a very standard composition for themselves. They've got all the left side stats they need: disengage, poke, siege, wave clear, and nuke. Disengage, siege, poke, wave clear, and they got advantages in all 4 of those stats. But they also have the added burst damage, which is really nice. If you're taking a bunch of disengage, there really is no reason for you to take engage. So they've left that out, but they've gotten advantages in all other categories. Whereas the God Squad have taken themselves a very well-rounded, a very symmetrical composition here. They've got some decent wave clear. They have decent amounts of everything, but they have a large engage advantage here with the mobility on Ezreal, the mobility on Nidalee. Same goes for Blitzcrank, his mobility plus his pulls. And Eddie the God on Galio, as long as he's got his flash, he has a great engaging tool. So this is big. VTL So Ed Omnia has just come in the chat and said, "Hey dude, how do you play Janna, man?" I assume it's because he doesn't know. This just in case you guys don't know this and are just now tuning in. Janna never ends up going through. She is the permaban. She never ends up going through. It's truly surprising to me here that she did end up going through. Not surprising that since she did, it ended up going over to Vae Victus. But now Ed Omnia is coming back and like, wait a minute, so what do? I don't even know what to do because nobody ever plays this damn champion. That's really funny and good joke, Ed Omnia. Good joke, man. To be honest, I thought Frosted Cookie was going to play Janna. Who knows? Max W and Rush Tiamat. Trust Gross Pigeon, dude. Trust Gross Pigeon. This guy knows, man. This guy knows. These guys play in-house games with Team AMAM, and they actually get to play Janna on those in-house games. Now, the next thing we'll take a look at is our composition scores. We have a 4.67 coming out from the God Squad and a 4.83 from Vae Victus. Very similar, both high. We're gonna say. We'll say both high tier 2 compositions, 4.67, that's right, that's middle, but if we round up, we'll say both high tier 2, very even. Both these teams, in terms of their average potency, is just about on point. But let me tell you something. With Kog'Maw and Janna, just those two champions, their composition score was way up there. They were up at like a 5.6 with just those two champions. That's why I was saying these last two picks from Vae Victus were very obscure to me, because they ended up actually dropping that composition score down into a tier 2. That's very surprising to me. There were still plenty of tier 1 champions left available for them to pick, but they didn't snag any. Most notably, Ziggs did not get picked in this match. Let's see who else. Lissandra did not get picked in this match. I'm just going through the champion list right now. Lissandra didn't get picked. Alistair didn't get picked. Jace didn't get picked. Oh my goodness, there's just so many. Zyra didn't get picked. Lulu didn't get picked. There's so many great champions that I would have expected to come out with this composition from Vae Victus, but they took these kind of 2 pocket picks for the 2 players, and that could easily be their undoing here, because those champions do not bring that true potency to this map. Now, as always, the next thing we're going to be taking a look at is our skin composition, our skin competition, our skin game. Right now, I'm looking at all 8 skins. I'm seeing a Galio, Riot Blitzcrank, Striker Ezreal, Headhunter Nidalee, Monarch Kog'Maw. Props to that. Fnatic Janna. Ooh. Atlantean, Syndra, and Dragonwing Corki. This is a tough one, you guys. There's a lot of really great skins. So, first off, my favorite Blitzcrank skin is the Riot Blitzcrank. So, props to Rebus12 for taking that. Second off, my favorite Kog'Maw skin is the Monarch Kog'Maw. You can't go wrong when your Kog'Maw is just fluttering about like that. ATLian Syndra, that one really hits home for me. Fnatic Janna, one we haven't seen here in a long time. Dragonwing Corki, my favorite Corki skin. This is such a tough decision from you guys, and I want to see what you guys have to say about this, and I'm going to turn turn to, I'm going to turn to my Twitch chat now to see what you guys think is the best skin in this game, and we'll decide from there. Now we have loaded under the Howling Abyss, you guys. This is the Draft Labs ADAM Tournament Series Season 1, Week 4, Day 2, Set 2, Match 2, between Vae Victus, who are taking over Red Side, and the God Squad, who are taking over Blue. I've never done that flawlessly before, by the way. Tony Hitoni, how good is LeBlanc in here? She's very good. We saw a team play LeBlanc earlier, and they ended up winning, as a matter of fact, in our first set. It was Spook Squad. Doing a very good job in that first set with LeBlanc. It was Jackson. If you see Jackson in Twitch chat, it was him. You can ask him how good LeBlanc is. She's very good. I prefer Firework Kog'Maw. No offense to you. No offense taken, but I have the Firework Kog'Maw skin as well, and it's cool. But I mean, look at him fluttering around, dude. And this is another skin. I don't know if Tony Hitoni, I don't know if you were around when this skin came out, but this was one of the original skins that came out that actually did a really good job at remodeling the character. And it was a really good value for the money that you would have paid for it if you did buy it, which I did, because not only were you getting the skin remodel, it was also a recoloring, which was, you know, not the most incredible thing back then, but it still was an added. Whoa, there's a pull onto Sergeant Pepper. He gets taken down. Erebus, nice pull there. He ends up, I believe he flashed out of there. He flashed it out instantaneously, just went mashing that flash button. But yeah, anyway, Kog'Maw was a great value because it had a model, it had a you could say a color update, a model update, and it had a motion update, which was really that's one of the first of its kind. So, and it was only a 975 skin too, so it was a lot of value for the money that you paid for it. It's one of the most valuable skins, in my opinion, in terms of economically valuable in the game, at least when it came out. Nice flash, I agree. It was a nice flash. He got away from the Blitzcrank knockup, which would have been big. Erebus, he's putting on some really good pressure right now, and his team is working with him. This is what I would expect from the God Squad, is that you have a Blitzcrank, a guy who can put on some really great early pressure in the game, but your team has to work with you and have to move forward with you so that they can capitalize. And Erebus, if he lands another pull and he consistently is getting those summoner spells away from the enemy team, he should be making big plays here. You can see Sergeant Pepper, he's trying to bait something out, and he's actually getting a lot of good damage. He's just bullying. He just totally bodied the enemy team away from those minions. And they're using the minions to their advantage. Nice combo there from Enter the God. He lands the spears, goes back in. Mile High Life is forced to disengage. Now Mile High Life for the next few seconds is down that Valkyrie. That's a good opportunity for Erebus to move forward and possibly pick up a pull. He's fairly low on mana, though. He's only got a Sheen to his name. He's going to have to snag in the next 30 seconds. Whoa, there's another big pull. Frosty Cookie gets locked in. It could be a kill there, but he'll get his dropped. Flash gets dropped. So many summoner spells being taken away just from these Blitzcrank pulls. Enter the God goes in again. He takes a lot of damage for it, though, and that trade isn't necessarily against him because there aren't very many heals coming out pre-6 for Vae Victus. And Omnia Vanitas is going to have a big part to play in this game later on. Big spears coming out as well. I mean, not huge spears, but Enter the God, he's still hitting them nonetheless. It's still poke, pocus, poke. Focus, pocus, poke. Nice pull on a Frosty Cookie. Once again, that's a flash down there as well, so unable to escape. Erebus doesn't actually end up getting the knock up there, if I'm not mistaken. And Sergeant Pepper is doing a great job getting damage down. He will most likely be building this AP Kog'Maw. He went for a Catalyst early, which is an odd build, but against the Blitzcrank, it's understandable because he wants to have a little bit of extra health so that he can kind of counter-engage if he gets Blitzcrank pulled. He is one of the more immobile members on his squad. You know, one of the more immobile members, you could say. That most of them are very immobile. Another attempted pull from Erebus doesn't land there, and he's taking a lot of harassment. This could be the first blood. It might end up being the case. That is going to be the case. Syndra picks up that kill, and it was just him being a little bit overextended. This goes to show you guys how little the Blitzcrank can do in the early game without his pull. He is more powerful with his pull off cooldown than he is with his pull on cooldown, if you know what I mean. You got to pressure with the pull rather than just spam them and have them and miss and then have something like that happen to you. So with Blitzcrank, the perfect first blood champion, that he ends up giving up first blood because he misses a pull. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. Now, Vae Victus, with their superior wave clear, are actually able to push forward, and they should be able to hold on to this positioning until Blitzcrank comes back. And if he misses another pull, they're probably going to be able to hold on to it for even longer. It looks like they're going to respect him, and they're going to move back a little bit here, but Erebus, he just hasn't been doing much. He hasn't had much of an impact. He burned a lot of summoner spells, but he hasn't gotten any kills for his team, and he gave up the first blood. Reindeer Kog'Maw skin is the best Kog'Maw skin. His nose lighted up, and he goes, follow. Yeah, I know. Alright, you're right. You're right. I can't necessarily argue with that. It is an awesome Kog'Maw skin, but like I said, for the value, man, you can't go wrong with the Monarch Kog'Maw. That's what makes the Monarch Kog'Maw so great. The way he flutters about, like, come on now. It just works so well. They did such a beautiful job of giving him butterfly wings, man. It's such an awesome job. Ooh, that was a nice pull from Erebus there, but he should have gone for Sergeant Pepper. Sergeant Pepper is down his flash. That was a mistake to go for Mile High Life there. I'm not sure what was going on in Erebus's mind, going for the Corky there. And Sergeant Pepper really baited that one out as well. We're seeing level 6s come out pretty much across the board. Nidalee the only one who's not sitting on her. Same goes for Erebus, as he did give up the first blood. He can snag another pull. He does lock in Frosted Cookie. No flash there. Eddie the God flashes forward for his ultimate, but it gets canceled out instantaneously. Also, Ed Omnia popping his own. He gets some good heals out, but there is one kill going in favor of the God Squad. Broodskin moved forward and snagged that kill onto Frosted Cookie just at the very last second. Eddie the God, he got canceled out of his ultimate instantaneously in that fight. The God Squad are making a nice push for themselves here early. They even up the team. Woo, Mile High Life, nice dodge. They even up the kills. They even up the gold. Matter of fact, get the gold in their favor here, even after the first blood. Things are going very well for them. If the Galio ultimate didn't get canceled, it would have been devastation. Absolutely, man. I think it would have been an ace. I agree. I totally agree. Frosted Cookie drops the ultimate on Andrew the God. Damage isn't quite enough. You can see Andrew the God's still a little bit healthy, enough health to be able to heal up later on with a relic and a couple of self heals. Nothing too crazy, but Frosted Cookie is still looking for more kills onto Andrew the God. Isn't able to find too much damage. Moves forward, snags the relic. That would have been a great opportunity for a pull, but once again, Erebus does not have it. He's been throwing it out too much and hasn't been pressuring with it. Imagine if he was just a BM. Take as tanky of an item as he could possibly find, just run forward into the enemy team, not even press Q, make them run away, and allow his team to clear out the minion waves and then run backwards, so that the minion waves are constantly pushing into the enemy tower. They're always getting sieged down, and if he sees an opportunity to guarantee himself a pull, he takes it. That's how I play the Blitzcrank, and that's the preferred method for me, and that's one I haven't seen it recreated well at all, ever. No one's ever been able to recreate my Blitzcrank playstyle, and dude, let me tell you, it's domination, man. Not to toot my own horn, but it's domination. There's another pull, and you can see how easily it is punished out every time he missed it. Every time he misses that Blitzcrank pull, it just relieves so much pressure from Vae Victus, and they're able to just turn around. You can see Ed Omnia moves forward. Frosted Cookie is moving in front of his minion waves. You would never see Vae Victus moving in front of their minions if that Blitzcrank pull was available. So the BM from Blitzcrank, it's kind of a requirement, you guys. It's a requirement when you're playing Blitzcrank if you want to play that winning playstyle as him, because as mentioned a bajillion times before, he is a champion that if played well wins the game. But if not played well, it doesn't win the game. He doesn't necessarily lose it. I mean, you can still win with Blitzcrank, but he definitely doesn't win the game. He just outright wins if you play it correctly. Frosted Cookie, another one of... Whoa, there's a nice double lockdown. Frosted Cookie, the only one who actually sticks through. Eddie the God ends up getting slain by Frosted Cookie as Frosted Cookie gets the flashback available, flashes away, survives, and snags another kill for the squad. Janna actually getting the second one there. 2 kills going over in favor of Vae Victus in that kind of faulty engage, and now they're looking for more. Broodskin is getting focused by Ed Omnia as he's playing the aggressive Janna. Still not able to find too much. Mile High Life surviving. Frosted Cookie surviving. Everybody on Vae Victus surviving, and doing exactly what they need to do, surviving against a Blitzcrank. Not a single Blitzcrank pull getting a single kill for the God Squad quite yet. Blitzcrank is still looking for pulls, man. He has not been able to capitalize. He has not been able to hit that Q, and every time he's moving forward, every time he has that Q available and he's running forward, the enemy team, Vae Victus, they respect it, but he hits that Q button way too early. He's going back in for another one. He finds Sergeant Pepper, knocks him up. Flash is unavailable. Oh, it is available. Sergeant Pepper survives. And Omnia Vanitas gets taken down, though. That's a big ultimate down now. Eddie the God, he's moving forward, gets ulti by Frosted Cookie, but he's Galio. He's definitely not going to die. And now as Mile High Life is on the chase, it looks like it's going to end up as a 1-for-1 trade. Erebus for Ed Omnia, but now Eddie the God can go back in. He's still looking for kills. He might find one on the Frosted Cookie. He does another 1-for-1 trade. So it's going to be 2-for-2 overall in this extended skirmish, but now is a good time for Andrew the God and Broadskin to capitalize because they have the mobility. I'm surprised they aren't going more aggressive here. They have what they need. Nice dodge there from Broodskin. He ends up not getting enough damage down, and the heal comes out from Sergeant Pepper. He survives so far, and they do end up coming out with 2 kills. Wow, that late skirmish there in that fight was very misplayed by both of those two members. It was a nice dodge. Let's watch that one again. It was a nice dodge by Broadskin to get away from the damage from Corky, but as Sergeant Pepper throws down his heal, or no, it was the heal from Corky as a matter of fact. So watch this. Broadskin makes a really nice dodge here. He blocks out that damage, but Mile High Life actually had his flash and his heal available. He burns both of those, and Sergeant Pepper is just barely healthy enough. If that spear had hit there from Andrew the God, it would have been a dead Pepper, but he ends up surviving. Mile High Life comes in just in time. Valkyrie's over just to get enough damage down, just to get that little bit of extra damage, and it's just barely enough to keep Sergeant Pepper alive. Well played. Now Erebus, with nobody available, I'm surprised Sergeant Pepper hasn't run under and sacrificed himself quite yet. He wants to stay alive here for some reason. I guess he expects that Blitzcrank and Galio are going to be back sooner, but they're not. He snags the relic. They're getting a little bit of damage down, but Erebus is back, and he's looking to make something happen. I'm so surprised as well that Sergeant Pepper hasn't been able to keep his mana up for so long. The early game catalyst is big, but on somebody like Kog'Maw, I expected him to be low on mana right away. Another pull missed, and Erebus is getting capitalized on it. Forces Galio out of his ultimate. He does lock down Kog'Maw, and Kog'Maw gets taken down, but Sergeant Pepper wanted to die, man. Sergeant Pepper didn't really mind. He wanted to go down. It's a 3 versus 4, but his teammates, whoa, and not after that. I was going to say his teammates could probably handle it, but not after something like that. Nice spear from Andrew the God, and that's 2 for 0 now in favor of the God Squad. And if they can land this pull, that might be another kill. Ed Omnia, he might be forced out of his ultimate here as well. Flash forward from many different champions. They're unable to find the kill. Ed Omnia somehow survives, and with his ultimate available, he should be able to make something big happen. Frosted Cookie, he's simply going to play defensive. He doesn't want to bust the ultimate down right now, but Frosted Cookie is being aggressed on. Ed Omnia was looking for the ultimate as he moved forward. Broadskin tried to find the kill on him, but was unable to find it, and more kills going over in favor of the God Squad. If they can keep this up, they should be able to take down this turret. If they can keep them getting a couple of nice pulls, then they should be able to get this turret. You can see how quickly the game ends up shifting in favor of the God Squad as they are hitting pulls. If they can land 2 more pulls in this siege, get 2 more kills, they should be able to take down this tower. The wave clear is very high from Vae Victus, though, and that's one thing that counters it out. They need to get the kills. They need to get the kills if they want to be able to take down this tower. They can't simply siege under duress because they're going to be taking tower hits. Kog'Maw in combination with Janna, in combination with Corky, the wave clear there is phenomenal. In combination with Syndra, the wave clear on red team is phenomenal right now, and there's no chance that if 2 or more members are alive from Vae Victus that they're going to be able to siege. And with the Blitzcrank, you're only going to be picking up 1 kill at a time, so it's counterintuitive here to have the Blitzcrank, especially when the Blitzcrank is not hitting pulls. Big Bruce Dog, best Blitz Brazil. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily agree. Erebus is playing well here. He just doesn't know the playstyle of the Blitzcrank on this map, and also don't get any more kind of like no more jokes like that, any more serious than that, because I don't want it to turn into like bashing this Blitzcrank. It's my fault for giving the Blitzcrank so much attention. I think he deserves the kind of attention. The players who choose him really should know how to play him to win, but at the same time, I don't want it to just turn into some kind of like rage fest against him. Ed of the God, he went in, got the ultimate onto 3, but it was countered out instantaneously by an Omnia's Vanitas ultimate. He saved that one for just long enough to know that when the Galio ultimate dropped, he'd be able to counter it out and get his teammates healed up. Galio did fall there afterwards, even though he got 4 for a couple of seconds locked down in that ultimate. He got some decent damage down. There still wasn't quite enough follow-up there, and the God Squad were unable to capitalize. Now Vae Victus once again coming back. They got themselves a lead. They've got themselves forward positioning. They've got themselves some siege going, and they might be able to take down this tower. There isn't very much defense coming out from the God Squad, minus the ultimate from Blitzcrank clearing out those waves. We still have... Oh, nope. Eddie the God is making his way back in, so Eddie the God been unable to truly capitalize on most of his ultimates so far. Bro, can you slow down with the talking? I can barely understand you when you talk that fast. Sorry, man. It's just everything on this map happens so damn fast. I have to do it. Hopefully when Summoner's Rift comes, I'll be able to slow my speech down a little bit. How's this? Better? JK, bro. JK. Alright, here we go. I'm going to try to slow down my speech for me noob. Not specifically for me noob, but for everybody. So Vae Victus were unable to capitalize on that last siege attempt. That would have been a great pull there as well. Nothing too crazy happening right now. I mean, it's really just building tension. Right now, both teams are simply building tension until one tries to engage or one gets a pull. I think that Erebus needs to relieve that tension by playing forward and zoning the enemy members out so they don't really have the opportunity to make many things happen. I think the longer the longer Blitzcrank allows Galio to sit on his ultimate without having to use it, or at least not even getting opportunities to use it by forcing the enemy team under their own tower, the better, because Galio ultimates have not been working. You want them to be as much of a surprise as possible. If Blitzcrank can pressure Vae Victus underneath their turret, then Blitzcrank doesn't need to use, or Galio, excuse me, doesn't need to use his ultimate, and they might be able to find ways to win elsewhere. Mile High Life got chunked down there. He was forced out of his Valkyrie. That's another big cooldown away. If SR comes, you'll be talking even faster during team fights. I don't know. It's tough to say. I'll be talking just as fast during team fights, but during the downtime, I'll be able to actually focus more on getting things out to you. There's so many team fights in this game type that I pretty much have to talk as fast as I possibly can, no matter what it is that I'm saying. Whereas Summoner's Rift, I'll get more time to actually hit those intellectual points. Whoa, Eddie the God and Galio, and Erebus both locked in, but a nice Galio ultimate snags one kill, and Erebus follows up with a pull to snag another. This is the multi-kill that they need, but you can see the focus on wave clear. Still, even after the multi-kill, with only 2 members available, there's still so much wave clear left available for Vae Victus, and they can still defend. It's not like there's a tower diving threat coming out from the God Squad either. Slower. Taxman wanted even slower. You wanted even slower than that earlier? I can't. I won't be able to follow the match. The match is going to go too fast for me. There we go. There's the wave clear. How much damage was dealt to this turret? I mean, not very much, dude. That was a multi-kill, 2 for 0 in favor of the God Squad, and they were not able to capitalize on it at all. They're going to need to get into this later phase of the game, and they might even need to give up a couple of turrets earlier on before they can actually make big things happen. They've been doing a great job of defending themselves, though, is something that needs to be said here. We're 16 minutes into this game now, and it hasn't really been busted open. It's going to get busted open quickly, and it could be done by either squad. You can get another Shoutcaster to help you out in Summoner's Rift like LCS. I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards the solo casting, man. I think I'm a good solo caster, so I want to be known as a solo caster. I've seen a couple of guys try it and haven't done very well. I think I do a good job. But not only solo casting, I'm going to be solo casting while controlling the camera, while solo casting and controlling the camera at the same time. So that's going to be my that's my objective. I want to get good at that. Because imagine how much better I would be at duo casting. Oh, that's a dead cat. That's unfortunate. Nice little combo there from Frosty Cookie. Was able to lock down the Mile High Life. He gets knocked out shortly after. Nice ultimate there. Excuse me, nice pull there by Erebus. And it also forced out at Omnia's ultimate. He expected Corki to be able to Valkyrie out there, but he was unable to. He got locked down and took so much damage right away that he got dropped. And that's a nice 1-for-1 trade here for the God Squad, because with that one kill that Vae Victus got earlier, they might have been able to take this tower, but now they don't really have the chance. Erebus, he's moving forward. He's looking for another one. Eddie the God once again getting canceled out of his own ultimate. Erebus, he's moving forward. He's looking for a pull. He throws down the ultimate and the knockup on the Frosted Cookie. Will they capitalize? Broodskin is focusing down Janna, but Janna has no ultimate. Is that proper? Frosted Cookie gets dropped here, and another kill goes over in favor of Sergeant Pepper, but now Janna falls, and Broadskin is 1v3ing Sergeant Pepper along with Erebus and Erebus and Andrew the God. They end up getting Cogmon down. Now that's the multi-kill that they needed. Mile High Life does not have... Oh, that's an unfortunate death there as well. But if they can capitalize here, nice ace. Finally, they got a couple of kills. They got the ace they truly needed in order to take down this tower. No members available quite yet for Vae Victus. We don't see this very often, where games go 18 minutes without a first tower even being taken. This is the God Squad's playstyle right here. This is where they really thrive. These guys love the long-lasting games, and they always win them. Their games last a really long time, so they're going to bust this open. They're going to be able to get the first tower down here. They should be able to take it. I would expect that they can, especially with Andrew the God healing himself. There it is. They might be able to disengage this one as well, but Ed Omnia is trying to disrupt Erebus, but Ed the God has made his way back. Does he have his ultimate? He does not. First kill going over in favor of the Syndra onto Blitzcrank, second one onto Ezra. Actually swapped that around. First onto Ezreal, second onto Syndra. And now Ed Omnia Vanitas is 1v2ing, but Sergeant Pepper is close behind. Can he snag a kill? He does. Eddie the God now in the backlines as well. His ultimate's coming back up soon, but not soon enough. He gets locked down. Broadskin forced to 1v3 this one out. Ends up having the Arcane Shift available right on time. Ed Omnia forced out the ultimate a little bit early there as well, so that ultimate's going to be down for quite some time, but a counter 3-for-1 in favor of Vae Victus, and they're going to take this next tower. My goodness. My goodness. Me Noob says, I think solo is better because in a team fight with two people, you can't understand the word they say because they yell over each other. Well, that's where synergy comes in. And that's where you have one guy who casts the team fights. Like, you guys have watched LCS. You have Toby or whatever his name is, the guy who shotcasts with Freak. Freak is the guy who does all of the team fights, and he does the quick shot casting like I do. But then the other guy, what's his name, Toby or something like that, he's the jungler. Very funny guy, young guy. He's one of my favorite casters of the LCS. He does the analytics, and he comes in afterwards for the jokes and stuff like that. So same goes for I'll get back to that later with some more names. I'll be able to find those for you guys later. But Sergeant Pepper getting pulled in, Erebus closing that gap really well, and that's one of the big things that comes through with an immobile champion like a Cogball. You know, when you have this long distance to run, then you it's just that much more opportunity for the enemy team to catch up to you with all of their mobility, especially the mobility on the Blitzcrank, the long-lasting movement speed bonus. So with Cogball down, that's a lot of the wave clear for Vae Victus, and they should be able to get some damage down on this second tower. The God Squad are making a nice push here to be able to take the second game. Ultimate comes out only on the Vanitas, but Erebus is unable to capitalize as he gets stunned out. Frosted Cookie gets dropped by Broadskin, but Broadskin is now looking for even more kills, and Eddie the God and Broadskin are both caught back behind. Ed Omnia pops the ultimate, gets pulled in, gets dropped. Broadskin, now he's left low. He has the Galio shield, and during that entire time, Andrew the God was sieging down that tower, and they get the second one down. They expose the inhibitor. 20 minutes in, the first inhibitor exposed, and they have the kills that they need in order to take it. That's a two objective siege coming out from the God Squad, and they have lost none of their team members. They could push this one for a win if they get a couple more pulls. If they have these death timers on stutter, they could push this for a W, guys, and they could take this into a third game. Tony Hitoni says, just wondering, say I want to enter the tournament tomorrow. When is the deadline to register, and when does the tournament start? The deadline to register isn't really there is really no deadline. What we do is, on tournament days, the tournament starts at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If your team contacts me at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and is ready to go for that first set, then you get the first set. And then from there, I'll have the first two teams all set up, and then I'll get the next two teams set up as we're setting up the first two teams and as we're playing the first match. Erebus, he misses his pull even going too deep at the same time. I'm not sure if he would have even been able to capitalize on that one if he had even gotten the pull there. So that's an unfortunate death for the Blitzcrank. He's got a 30-second death timer. I say the rest of the God Squad need to peel back, need to pull back. They need to use those super minions to their advantage. It's still a very thick shield for the super minions for the Vae Victus to have to go through in order to actually bust the second tower down. They have the Syndra who can kind of reposition them, but they're still not quite able to take them down quickly enough. You can see how much damage they have to put down on those super minions, and that's a lot of time used. Every super minion is probably 2 or 3 seconds saved, so Erebus with one more wave should be able to make his way back here. Eddie the God also a nice priority on the wave clear here as well. He locks down Frosted Cookie, and there is follow-up. Beautiful follow-up, might I say. Frosted Cookie gets dropped, and Eddie the God moving forward once again. He flashes just to get in front of Ed Omnia Vanitas, and he's doing a great job of isolating the backlines, but he's getting dropped a little bit too quickly. He dies, but Andrew the God ends up getting his kill onto Ed Omnia Vanitas. Now Sergeant Pepper is pincered between Andrew the God and Broadskin, but Erebus snags a nice pull, gets the ultimate off, and gets the burst combo. Broadskin also getting that kill, and now it's a 2 versus 1 and a triple kill for Broadskin and a big ace once again for the God Squad. These guys are making a nice big push to take this game. Well played. Well played, GG. Not actually GG yet, but that was a big team fight for them, and I'm not sure if Syndra's going to be able to defend this one by herself. There currently are no brackets because we don't specifically hold one tournament. The brackets are located, Tony Hitoni. If you look at if you scroll down into our faux brackets, you could say, our team stats are located down in our panels. If you click on that tournament, I think it's called Team Stats button. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I'm almost positive. You click on that button, it'll take you to our site. It'll take you to our team stats. Whoa, that was a pull that just barely missed like 3 champions. It'll take you to a page on our website that is our Draft Labs Tournament Series team stats, and from there you'll see the stats, the win-loss ratios, and the preferred composition styles from our top 10 teams here in the Draft Labs Tournament Series. Big Bruce Job, you said his name right. Hey, Broadskin. Yeah, I know, I got it. I've almost said it wrong like 10 times, though. Exile Senpai, is that the sleeping face, man? This set is going long tonight. It looks like we're going to have 6 matches in our second day here today. Just big sets. Nice dodge there from Mile High Life, and a good pull as well. He actually led Mile High Life just in case he used the Valkyrie in that direction, and he did, but he was just a couple of pixels off. Nice diving ultimate from Eddie the God. He locks down 3. Mile High Life is going to get killed after Syndra does. That's 2 down now. Make that 3 as the double kill comes out for Galio. 4 as the ace comes out as Andrew the God picks up the last kill onto Kog'Maw, and that's going to be GG, you guys. That's too many members down. With a siege minion, with a super minion underneath this tower, going to be able to soak up more tower hits. GG. God Squad going to even this one up against Vae Victus, one of the better squads here in the Draft Labs tournament series, and we're going to be moving into a Game 3, you guys. Our longest tournament set we've ever had. And like I said, what am I getting myself into by having the God Squad play in our second set on a Sunday? My goodness, you guys. All right. In a recap, that game played totally towards the God Squad's playstyle. This is what these guys like to do, and this is where they thrive. They want the game to last 25 minutes. They want the first towers to go down 18 minutes in. That's exactly where they come through, because the game's finally even, and that's where they could actually take advantage of the individual skill of their players rather than losing out to the experience and the better team compositions that the more experienced teams will build, like they did in the last game. So that one was really impressive. The God Squad, they actually got to a point where all the items were just about even. The gold was just about even, at least more even than it was in the early game, where the deficit from the big, great team compositions like in last game was coming through so hard. In this one, they got to that point. They were actually able to utilize their individual skill across the board, which is very high on average for them, and get themselves a victory.